My name is Naomi and I'm the Head of Services for the Domestic Abuse Safety Unit, or as DASU, and I look after the services in Wrexham and Flintshire.
And my name is Amy Hanks and I am the Outreach Service Manager for Outreach Services across Flintshire and Wrexham, and I'm also the team leader based in the Wrexham office for DASU.
Our main aim is to provide a safe space for anybody that's experiencing domestic abuse. So that's men, women and children as well. So we provide a gender-specific tailored service to basically anybody that contacts us.
Domestic abuse affects the whole person, everything about, it can affect their finances, it affects their housing, it affects them physically, emotionally, their mental health. So we try really hard to put as many different services in place to provide support for those tailored individual needs.
Even just growing up, you always think about domestic abuse as something that's never going to happen to me, and you don't really know what it is. And I think a lot of the times there's the myth that it's just physical, that they have to hit you before it actually becomes domestic abuse. So that person might be controlling you, they might be creating unrealistic goals within that relationship. So if you're fearful of your partner, or there's consequences for your actions or things like that. So a lot of things that might be happening in a relationship that you think, oh, but actually it's not too bad because it's not hit me, or she's not hit me, or that person hasn't hit me. But actually that is abuse. You're being belittled in a relationship, being called names. Obviously sexual abuse is part of that as well, where you're being forced into acts that you don't want to do. It's not an equal relationship. There's a power imbalance in that relationship. There's a lot of shame in it. And we try to remove all of that because you don't choose to be abused.
I think the reality, if we were to be brutally honest, the reality is that, is it 1 in 4 women experience domestic abuse in their lifetime, and 1 in 7 men now, I believe. Now, if you think about how many people statistically, there's a big portion of those people who are experiencing or who have experienced domestic abuse. So to think to ourselves that we, I don't know anyone who's experienced domestic abuse, or domestic abuse doesn't happen in my community, or doesn't happen where I live. It does. I'm sorry, it does. It's just hidden really well. So we have to be, as we have to be as workers and as humans, I think we have to be champions for people's rights as other humans to live a life that is safe.
So with COVID happening, with all the restrictions, we have had over 50% increase in the number of people that are contacting us. So we've been really fortunate to be able to get some additional funding short term, but just to have enough capacity to be able to actually support the number of people that we're supporting. So the money that the church will raise for us will just absolutely go into direct client work. People just are leaving with absolutely nothing but the clothes on their backs, or some people don't even have a wallet or anything, nothing to their name. So just being able, for somebody coming into refuge, being able to give them a little starter pack with just pajamas and socks and really basic stuff that we take for granted all the time, or even just like fresh milk and bread and just little things like that we can just put together for them. I'm getting really emotional when I think about this.
Because we know how it feels to have just a new pair of pajamas. Like, that's my favourite thing, and to have something that's brand new for you that you can unpack and think, okay, well, I'm valued here.
It is life-changing.
It is life-changing. And life-saving. Yeah, is the truth. And that sounds ever so dramatic.
It does.
But it's true. It's true. People die. People die every week in England and Wales at the hands of their partner or ex-partner. Absolutely. Churches will play a massive part in the fight against domestic abuse. Be a safe space for your community. With domestic abuse and people leaving abusive relationships, we talk a lot about a window of opportunity, and that window of opportunity might be really small, but if you can be that for somebody, you can save a life.
The service is run 24 hours a day, so if it doesn't come to us, obviously we're in the office 9 to 5, and then it goes to the helpline, so the Live Fear Free helpline. They're always there to help anybody, so they're open 24/7, and that's on All Wales helpline.